Okay, good morning. So let's do a pain report this morning. I want to detail my waking up process this morning because it's fresh in my mind. I just woke up. I didn't even brush my hair, but I do have a cup of coffee. I need to wake up with the coffee in my hand. And it took a little while for my wonderful spouse to know this, but my wonderful spouse does know this. So I'm very, 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 very lucky to be brought a cup of coffee first thing in the morning every day for the rest of my life, if I'm so lucky. All right, so this is motivation for me to get up. It is very, very difficult for me to get up because first of all, I'm not working. So things that used to make me get up in the morning were needing to use the washroom and being excited to go do something, right? But hunger, that's another thing that gets me up. But now in this, other reasons to get up in the morning when I was parenting young children was because there was a child who was screaming or needing, love and attention and care. And then for many years, I was the one to open up where I worked. So I would be there at 7 a.m. and I only lived a few minutes away. So I was like, my eyes would open, I'd roll out of bed, I would like brush my hair, drink my coffee, walk out the door, And on my way, like I would walk for 10 minutes and on my way, my walking would wake me up and then I would be ready when I got there. But now, I think it's been about 10 years. It's been about 10 years. I really can put the date on it quite firmly at the birthday of my final child. So I wasn't the birth mom. I was the supportive mom, and he was born beautifully. It was a very gentle birth, super, as gentle as it can be, right? I mean, she felt pain, of course, but for him, a little sweet little thing, a little nugget. It was gentle, and he was very sleepy when he was born, and it was just lovely. But from that moment on, I could not get up in the morning anymore. I really, really couldn't. So then I was diagnosed with Ehlers Danlos Syndrome later on, right? After that, so late diagnosed. And because it's a collagen disorder, collagen is a material that is a protein the body uses to build itself, but it's not a muscle protein. It's a sticky protein, an envelope of clear, strong, flexible tissue that covers the organs, holds them in place, and keeps the body connected the way it's supposed to. So instead of being a bunch of loose parts of systems, each system is enveloped in this material. All right. And muscles, it's called fascia, but it's the inner glue. It's the inner glue and lubrication, all right, of the body. So it's involved in everything, every system. And when I was little and growing, I was hypermobile, which meant that I needed a lot of sleep. Like I've always needed a lot of sleep. I was a very good sleeper. Because it's when the body is sleeping that all the resources are most efficiently distributed towards growth and repair, right? at different developmental stages of growth, I've needed more sleep. And this includes when I have had stress, where anything that reduces my sleep, like being a parent to a young child, right? So the first set of children I bore, so my body was more involved in that, but still very much affected the second time. And it affected my sleep, and the sleep, the not being able to sleep made it very difficult for me to recover physically from gestation and childbirth. And I did it twice in a short period of time, twice in 3 years. And then I had a long break, and we had the second set of kids, and they're 2.5 years apart, but that still marks a time frame of interrupted sleep. And with the first one of the second batch, I really tried to support my spouse and be there and like wake up and bring the baby to her and like do all the things, you know, that I wanted done for me when I was the one breastfeeding, right? And I couldn't keep it up. I couldn't do it. I just could not. I physically fall apart, and I also mentally fall apart. It's really hard. And then so since my last child's birth, which was the last time I had, you know, interrupted sleep, and, you know, for the 5 or 10 years following, right? I've really noticed that I cannot bounce back and I cannot recover as quickly as I used to. So now it doesn't take a big stress to cause me to need more sleep. And it's just daily stuff. So, and this is why I'm considering myself now to be disabled, because I can no longer do ordinary things. I've accepted that I can't do extraordinary things. I'm like, okay, that's fine, right? We're not climbing any mountains. We're not being a sports person. We're not canoeing. We're not kayaking, even for pleasure. We're not hiking for pleasure. Like, okay, I let that go many years ago, right? And then I was like, okay, well, I can't take care of the children, but someone else is here to take care of them. And so, you know, like my partner really took on the full burden, and I felt very bad about it, but I also understood that like I really couldn't be there at nights, you know? And now I'm at the point where I am like, I cannot do a normal, relaxing day off without needing more sleep. All right, so I'm disabled. I've gone from being able to work full-time to being only able to work part-time to being not able to work at all. My waking up process, I get my cup of coffee and I sit and I let my body reveal itself to me. And I try to find a position that's not painful, but today I fail at that. Everything is painful today. Whether I change position or not, I'm still in pain. I've been calling it mermaid legs as a bit of a light-hearted way of describing. Imagine the little mermaid when she gets her legs and then she's stumbling around, you know, and it's the best she's got. That's how I feel. Okay, so Ehlers Danlos in the morning.